Welcome to Brighten Your Corner Ministry. My name is Cindy Ann Lewis Walcott, and we're studying life lessons from the Holy Bible. You don't have to be religious, these lessons are for holistic living. Today's lesson is a wonderful lesson. It's a lesson in reconciliation. We are going to study this lesson in Genesis chapter 33, verses 1 to 17. And so far, we know we're in the story. We're dealing with Jacob and Esau. Now, Jacob's name is changed to Israel. And he is about to, he's going back home. He's about to meet up with his brother who promised to kill him. And so far, he had a little wrestling match to reassure him of his strength and the blessing, and to know that God's looking after him, and he has the ability within himself even to wrestle with a man of God. He acknowledges later on that it is a man of God. So now he is still afraid, and I'm gonna just read to you what happens, because this is so exciting. Reconciliation is such a beautiful thing. It's a joyous thing. So Genesis chapter 33, I'll read as far as I can go without taxing you. So I'm beginning with verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. That's scary. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Jacob hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell upon his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. I get goosebumps. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, so I guess that's Esau, who are those with thee? And he said, the children which God has graciously given thy servant. And then the handmaids came near, and they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah with her children came near, and they bowed themselves. And then came Joseph, and he bowed himself near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, what meanest thou by all these droves which I met? And he said, they are to find grace in thy sight, my lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, nay, I pray thee, if now I found grace in thy sight, then receive my presents at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I have seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. I mean, the story goes on to be more and more and more beautiful, and it comes to verse 14, and there's a line I really love, where they're still talking, and Jacob's asking, oh, sorry, not Jacob, now it's Israel. Israel saying, they're talking about who should go ahead to protect the other, and the line there where Jacob says, lead on Jacob asks so that he can lead on softly, and I really like that, lead on softly. But let's get back to the lesson. The lesson is a lesson in reconciliation, and as you would see, as I mentioned 2 lessons ago, where we don't wait for our relatives. I mean, it may hurt what they've done to us. We don't have to wait for them to come back and be humbled before us. It would be nice if they can say sorry, but it's better if we forgive them first and move on with our lives. And much earlier on in the lesson, I said, when you break that yoke, so asking, like forgiving the person is breaking the yoke, moving on. And now Esau has enough that he doesn't need any gifts from Jacob. He doesn't even remember probably what Jacob did. He ran out to meet his brother and hugged him and kissed him and wept. Reconciliation. He didn't stand afar off and say, yeah, let him come and kneel down here and tell me sorry. No. He forgot it all. His brother is coming home. His brother is coming home. Isn't that a wonderful message for us? Our family members may do things to us we don't like. They may hurt us. In the end, we're family. In the end, we're related. In the end, they'll need us, we'll need them. Forgive them. It may seem like something, and I would be the first to say it usually, I understand pain. I've been hurt many times before. I know what it's like. And I can tell you, I honestly, truly know the freedom of forgiving, especially a family member, of reconciling with them. It's a beautiful feeling. It opens you up. You see so much more. And I am going to appeal to you today that whatever situation is going on in your family, with your family, don't wait for them to come and say sorry. You might want to reach out to them and say, look, you really hurt me, but now I'm willing to forgive you and move on. You may not want to hug and kiss, but I really love this here. And to me, this was one of the worst of all that your family can do to you. Steal from you, take advantage of your weakness and your vulnerability, and dash off before you get a chance to get your revenge. Now, he's coming back. And rather than wait for him to come and be humbled and beg and say, I'm sorry, and cry and all that stuff, and here I bring you gifts and all that, Esau runs to meet his baby brother. It's like, oh my God, my brother is coming home after 20 years. I haven't seen my brother for 20 years. I just want you to stop and reflect on this and look within your family today and make up. Whatever the situation, forgive them. Be ready to move on. As long as you hold people in wrath, as long as you're angry with people, you're unforgiving, you want them to humble, you want them to come and beg you for forgiveness, you're also holding back yourself. You're not going to prosper. You're not going to go anywhere. It may seem so. You may have riches, and the person stole your birthright. They stole your blessing. They stole your investment, and you've managed now to make it. You have to give thanks to God for that, and you have to honor God's word and be brotherly. Be your brother's keeper. Don't wait for your brother to come and humble himself. In fact, he may feel more humbled if you reach out to him or her. Sorry. Please try and reconcile whatever differences you have in your family today. I have a very strong family. I have within my siblings and beyond my uncles, my aunts, I've got lots of uncles and aunts. My dad was adopted, and so by one of his aunts, so I have this extended family, and their warmth and their love and their pride and this togetherness is what propels us. As a family, we move forward very successfully. No matter what we're going through, we have somebody we can reach out to, talk to, cry on their shoulder. I'm really happy, and I'm happy my mom chose that dad for us as well. My mom family is the same. They're very, very family oriented. They're very warm and very forgiving. And you are going to have disagreements in your family. That is natural. We wouldn't all agree or see the same point or get along. But at the end of the day, be willing to forgive and forget, and be willing to embrace your family member. Don't ask your family member to humble themselves. Please read this again. This text where this lesson is, I want to stress the importance of this lesson, because family togetherness is what builds nations. No nation was built just by one individual. Family build people. The lesson again we can find in Genesis chapter 33 verses 1 to 17, and I call it reconciliation. Oh, what a joy it is to embrace each other in love and forgiveness. Please share this video. You may still be in wrath, you may still be angry with your family member, you may need time, but I encourage you to go and read it and put yourself in that situation. This is, to me, this is so relevant in terms of dealing with each other and how we deal with each other. And this lesson is a blessing. Remember to give me a thumbs up, share again, and subscribe. Have a beautiful day now. Bye-bye. God bless.